when you're facing a team like Boston that so relying upon a three-point shot, getting the majority of the percentage of their points from there, what's your mindset in terms of how you defend that? Are you willing to allow them to have certain threes and not others, or is it a complete committal to guarding them on the three-point line?
Yeah, I think, when they're taking threes off the dribble, we like those threes rather than getting to the paint, spraying out for catch and shoot threes. And so we just can't be so worried about the three-point shooting that we're not protecting the paint. So we want to protect the paint first and then build out the shooters after that.
What do you take from that last game? Obviously, there's no Kawhi that night, but in terms of things you guys need to do better against their offense, what do you look back on?
Yeah, one, just getting back in transition, getting matched up. It was a few times we got back, we didn't get matched. JT got a couple threes, White got a couple threes. And so we just got to make sure we're getting back, we're getting matched. You're not necessarily going to guard your own man because, a cross match having a 5 on a guard. And so a lot of times you cross match, you can't run back to your own man. So we got to do a good job in transition. And then I think we got to do a better job of shrinking the floor, protecting the paint, and then getting back out to shooters.
So been the benefit having Daniel, since he's come over.
Yeah, just another big body. Can roll, finish at the rim. He also can pick and pop and make a three. But just give us that big body presence that we needed. We were playing small before he got here, which we didn't like a lot. And so just acquiring DT, help us with our rebound and help us with the physicality. And he's a big that can switch a little bit defensively and do some different things.
James was,
Coach, how much of that has gotten into this impressive run? You guys only dropped a couple of games since the last time you've seen the Celtics team. So is it the combination of transition defense and the inside presence that led to this impressive run?
No, I just think it's a sacrifice, from our guys, PG, Kawhi, James, and Russ, just sacrificing, understanding how to play with one another, understanding each other's talents. And they all bring different talents, to this team. And so with those guys sacrificing, understand how to play with each other, I think getting our rotations right, all that plays a part, And so I think guys are just more comfortable on the floor understanding how we want to play.
James has passed out of his dry zone 50% of the time. It's a career high for him this year. Curious what that impact has done for your offense. I mean, does it kind of feel like you have that LeBron-esque type pick and roll creator?
Yeah, it's good. 90% of the time he's going to make the right pass and the right read in the pick and roll. And, with James, it makes everybody happy. I talk about it all the time. Just, getting Zoo a couple of dunks, getting Mace a couple of dunks, PG and Kawhi catch and shoot threes, Norm catch and shoot threes. And so he just does a good job facilitating, making sure everyone's touching the basketball, making sure everyone feels good. And it's like I said, put him in the pick and roll, like I said, he's going to make the right play 9 out of 10 times.
Just curious, I'm not sure if you answered this the other day, but your take on the offensive explosion in the league that we're seeing overnight.
Yeah, I just think, a lot of threes. I think teams playing smaller. Now you have 5 guys on the floor that can shoot threes, also can drive and kick as well. And so it just makes it tough. This team tonight, even with Porzingis, like you said, Horford, be able to space the floor, be able to shoot threes. And now, Lil J and Jalen are taking advantage of smaller guards. And so they put you in a lot of tough situations. And so just a lot of shooting on the floor nowadays. Back in the day, it was more of a 4 on this block, 5 on this block, cross screen, And so now it's more spread, pick and roll, take advantage of mismatches and shooting threes.
Coach, Joe just answered that question, and he was talking about defenses, and there's not many teams in the league that like to play both sides of the ball, especially the best players in the league, who are open to new philosophies and executing on defense. Why do you think that's so rare nowadays?
I don't know. I just think, it's harder to guard. In this day and age today, it's a lot harder to guard. It's a lot different. But the biggest thing, if you just take the challenge, just play hard, compete. You're not going to be able to stop these guys now. You can't touch guys. It's a different philosophy. It's more spacing on the floor. So the one-on-one challenge is going to be tough. So just having the awareness that we're going to play hard, compete every single night. You're going to do your best to guard your man, and then you kind of just live with the results.
Is PG good deal?
Yes, sir.
Kawhi too?
Yes, sir.
About that, Doc used to say the best ability is availability. How big has it been for your team just to be healthy?
It's been huge. I think it's allowed us to get into a rhythm. I think offensively, understand how we want to play. It's allowed our rotations to be set and understand every night how we want to play or if we need to change or tweak anything. And so just, coming to the season, it all started at training camp, with PG and Kawhi being healthy, being able to do a full training camp, be able to do all the conditioning, everything we try to do and try to put in, just having them on the floor every single day was huge for us. And so, going forward, like I said, just having those guys available, being able to play, most nights, mostly every night this season has been huge for us.
Harden, PG, Kawhi, Norm, those four on the floor at the same time with another wing. Why has that been so effective for you?
I think the spacing on the floor. I think all four of those guys be able, being elite shooters, be able to make shots, be able to put the ball on the floor and make plays at the basket as well. And so, if you're going to double team Kawhi, then you have James, Norm, and PG on the backside. If you double team PG, you had the other three guys on the backside, which we have a lot of shooting and guys that can drive closeouts as well. And so we just talked about how hard it is to play defensively. But when you have four guys like that on the floor, it's a tough matchup for a lot of teams.
Coach, with Casey Jones always used to say that one of the hardest challenges was coaching talent. You have three of the greatest players. Do you have a certain, without getting too deep, a certain way of coaching?
Yeah, I mean, we have four. We have four of those guys. And I think the biggest thing is just telling the truth. I think they might not like it, but they'll respect you for it. And if they're real with themselves, the next day they'll come in like, you know what, you were right. And so just telling the truth. And like I said, we have, four great guys that really understand, and they're all about winning. And they've all had to take significant sacrifices this year in order for us to be where we're at today, And so the biggest thing for me is just telling the truth.